The Beast of Seven Shoots. The mystery of the Beast of Seven Shoots began on June 1, 2005, when a man was taking photographs of the picturesque landscape in Seven Shoots, Canada. At the time, he did not notice anything unusual. However, when he reviewed his photographs later at home, he discovered something that sent chills down his spine. One of the images appeared to contain a dark, humanoid figure lurking among the trees. The creature captured in the photograph has since sparked intense debate among researchers and enthusiasts. Some believe it to be a Sasquatch, others argue that it resembles a dogman, and still others suggest it could be a gugwe, a lesser-known creature with bear-like features and an elongated snout. The problem with identifying the creature is that the definitions and classifications of these creatures remain unclear. No scientific consensus exists on their existence, much less their differences. The Beast of Seven Shoots, as it has come to be known, is a mystery wrapped in speculation. What makes the photograph even more intriguing is the creature's appearance. It has broad shoulders, a defined sagittal crest on its head, and what appears to be a snout-like protrusion. These features are often associated with reported Sasquatch sightings, but the pronounced muzzle-like face is also consistent with descriptions of dogman encounters. Its dark, shaggy fur blends into the shadows of the dense forest, making it difficult to determine exact details. An even more bizarre element in the photograph is that the creature appears to be holding an animal, possibly a dog. Some researchers claim that it is clutching a small poodle, and this theory gains traction due to an eerie coincidence. A local woman's poodle had gone missing just a day before the photograph was taken. If the creature in the image is indeed holding a dog, it raises even more questions. Despite the clarity of the image, the Beast of Seven Shoots remains unexplained. Skeptics argue that the figure in the photograph could be nothing more than an illusion created by shadows and tree formations, but others insist that the details are too distinct for it to be a simple case of pareidolia. Without further evidence, such as additional sightings or forensic analysis of the photograph, the truth remains elusive. Over the years, the story of the Beast of Seven Shoots has become one of the more compelling mysteries in Canada. It stands as an example of how even in the modern age, the wilderness still holds secrets beyond human understanding. Whether the creature was truly an unknown or simply a trick of the light, the mystery remains unsolved. How did Romans know about self-healing concrete? Among the many marvels of the ancient world, Roman engineering continues to astonish scholars and modern builders alike. From aqueducts that carried water across great distances to towering amphitheaters that have endured for centuries, the Romans displayed a mastery of construction that often seems ahead of its time. One of their most remarkable achievements is their development of self-healing concrete, a material so durable that structures built nearly 2,000 years ago still stand today. While researchers now understand how the material functions, the deeper mystery remains. How did the Romans first discover such an extraordinary recipe? The mechanism of Roman concrete's resilience lies in its unique composition. Unlike modern concrete, which can crumble within decades if not maintained, Roman concrete can repair itself when cracks form. The key ingredient is hot mixed quicklime. When mixed at high temperatures, quicklime creates brittle fragments within the concrete known as lime clasts. For centuries, these fragments puzzled scientists, who assumed they were impurities or mistakes, yet they turned out to be the secret behind the material's longevity. When cracks emerge in the concrete, rainwater or groundwater seeps inside. This water interacts with the lime clasts, which then hydrate and release a calcium-rich solution. As the solution crystallizes, it forms calcium carbonate, sealing the crack and restoring the material's integrity. This remarkable self-healing process ensures that Roman structures remain strong and stable, even after centuries of exposure to harsh weather, seismic activity, and the wear of time. Modern researchers can now reproduce this process, but what continues to fascinate them is the question of how the Romans stumbled across it in the first place. There is no evidence of a systematic scientific method in Roman times comparable to today's laboratories. Instead, their knowledge was gained through practical experience, experimentation, and the passing down of craft secrets. Did the Romans discover self-healing concrete by accident, perhaps through repeated trial and error while building roads and aqueducts? Or was it the result of careful observation of how certain mixtures endured better than others? What is certain is that Roman builders placed immense importance on durability. Their empire stretched across continents, and the ability to construct long-lasting infrastructure was essential to maintain control and prosperity. Roads needed to withstand centuries of traffic, harbors needed to survive pounding waves, and public buildings were expected to symbolize the empire's greatness for generations. In this context, the discovery of a concrete mixture that could heal itself was not only practical, but transformative. The Romans guarded their building techniques closely, treating them as valuable knowledge that set their civilization apart. Over time, the precise recipes were lost as the empire declined, leaving later generations to wonder at the strength of Roman ruins. Only in recent decades have scientists unraveled the chemical processes at work, revealing the brilliance of a formula created nearly 2 millennia ago. Today, the legacy of Roman self-healing concrete carries profound implications for modern construction. By revisiting this ancient recipe, researchers see possibilities for creating more sustainable materials that could reduce the need for constant repairs and limit environmental impact. In many ways, the Romans may have unknowingly provided a blueprint for the future. A strange figure seen at Dundas Peak. In Hamilton, Ontario, a curious and unsettling account has emerged from the rugged cliffs of Dundas Peak, a location celebrated for its panoramic views of the Niagara Escarpment and the city below. The story began when a young woman posted an image on her Instagram page of her friend sitting near the edge of the cliff, gazing over the valley. It was an ordinary photograph at first glance, but soon it would spark debate and unease across social media. Days later, a Reddit user known as Sliced Up Beef decided to visit Dundas Peak with a friend, inspired by the earlier photograph. When they reached the summit, they attempted to recreate the original image, taking turns to sit on the cliff edge in the same pose. Afterward, they compared their photograph with the one that had been posted to Instagram. That is when they noticed something deeply unusual. In the original picture, taken just days earlier, a strange figure could be seen lurking far below the trail. At first glance, it seemed like the shape of a thin person. The figure appeared to be standing impossibly straight on a slope that was far too steep for any normal human to balance upon. What made it even more disturbing was that the figure had no discernible face. In the newly taken photo by Sliced Up Beef and his friend, the same area of the background appeared completely empty. The Reddit user shared his experience, explaining that it could not have been another hiker, as the ground there was inaccessible and dangerously steep. He admitted he could not explain what they were looking at, but he was certain it was no ordinary visitor to the trail. His words echoed the eerie sensation that many felt when viewing the photograph, that the figure was real, yet something far outside the normal realm of explanation. As the story spread across Reddit, users weighed in on the mysterious sighting. Many agreed that the image was unnerving, with some calling it creepy, while others admitted that it did, in fact, resemble a person. The absence of a visible face and the impossibility of someone standing at that location only added to the chilling atmosphere surrounding the photograph. The cliffs of Dundas Peak have long drawn visitors for their natural beauty, but this event cast a shadow over the scenic landmark. What should have been a joyful recreation of a photograph turned into an enduring mystery, one that continues to capture the imagination of those who hear it. Whether the figure was a supernatural presence, a trick of the light, or something else entirely, it left a lasting impression on those who viewed the image. NASA deleted a photo that shows a strange object on a celestial surface, only to re-upload the same image with the object blurred out. Among the many images captured by NASA's advanced instruments, one photograph has sparked significant intrigue and debate, a high-quality image that originally showcased an odd black cube on a celestial surface. While the photo is still available on NASA's website, it has since been significantly lowered in resolution and appears to have been airbrushed, leading to widespread speculation. The photograph in question was taken by one of NASA's numerous space missions, aimed at exploring distant celestial bodies. In its original form, the high-resolution image displayed a stark, black cube situated on an otherwise barren and rocky celestial surface. The cube's edges were sharp and well-defined, contrasting sharply with the natural formations surrounding it. Its geometric precision suggested an artificial origin, prompting immediate fascination and speculation among the scientific community and the public. Upon its initial release, the photograph garnered significant attention. Researchers and amateur astronomers alike analyzed the image, noting the cube's unnatural appearance and questioning its origins. The photograph quickly spread across social media platforms and online forums, where it became a topic of heated discussion. Some posited that the cube was a piece of space debris, while others suggested more exotic explanations, including the possibility of extraterrestrial artifacts. Shortly after the photograph gained widespread attention, visitors to NASA's website noticed a significant change. The image's resolution had been drastically reduced. The high-quality, detailed photograph was replaced with a lower-resolution version that obscured much of the cube's defining features. This alteration diminished the clarity of the cube and made it more challenging to analyze its structure and origins. In addition to lowering the resolution, the image appeared to have been airbrushed. The once distinct edges of the cube were now blurred, and the surrounding area seemed to have been smoothed out, reducing the stark contrast between the cube and its environment. These changes further fueled speculation and controversy, with many accusing NASA of attempting to obscure or conceal the true nature of the cube. The alteration of the photograph led to an immediate outcry from the public. Social media and online forums were flooded with accusations of a cover-up, with many suggesting that NASA was deliberately hiding evidence of extraterrestrial life or advanced technology. The controversy surrounding the black cube photograph highlights the delicate relationship between scientific institutions and public trust. NASA, as one of the world's leading space exploration agencies, relies heavily on public support and funding. Actions perceived as withholding information or manipulating data can erode public confidence and fuel skepticism. Transparency in communication and data sharing is crucial for maintaining trust and fostering an informed and engaged public. The alteration of the photograph also raises important questions about the pursuit of knowledge and the role of scientific inquiry. The existence of the black cube, whether artificial or natural, represents an intriguing mystery worthy of investigation. By altering the image, NASA potentially hindered the scientific process, limiting the ability of researchers and the public to analyze and understand the phenomenon. Open access to unaltered data is essential for advancing our understanding of the universe and uncovering new truths. Mystery over hundreds of trees that were suddenly flattened in Olympic National Park. In the early morning of January 27, 2018, residents and hikers were awoken by what seemed like a small earthquake. But this wasn't an earthquake. Instead, the rippling noise was the result of more than 100 long-standing trees being trampled by a mysterious force. Like the after effects of a natural disaster, the image of the old-growth trees lying on the forest floor, broken and shattered at their trunks, was devastating. The damage done to the trees at Olympic National Park was an isolated event. Weather experts began looking into the mysterious event to determine how these ancient trees abruptly fell to the ground. First, they checked the wind radar system in the area to see if some kind of enormous wind had knocked over these trees. Experts found that only slight breezes had swept through the forest that night. Investigators then looked to see if there were any storms with lightning that might have caused the collapse, but, yet again, they were disappointed to find that no such lightning storm occurred. Residents in the area began to catch wind of the news, and the theories began to roll in across the internet. Some people predicted that Bigfoot was responsible for the event, while others thought that unidentified objects had accidentally fallen from the sky and managed to evade detection. Even predictions of the supernatural sought to predict how these trees fell to the ground without a trace. However, one scientist said that the most likely explanation of the fallen trees was due to a mountain wind. The simplified explanation of this phenomenon was very well received, but the scientists said that winds both hot and cold interfered with each other on a plane above the trees until they combined, creating a rotor wave that caused the trees to undergo great pressure from the hot and cold wind. Though this is a reasonably sound scientific prediction of what occurred on the night of January 27th, there is still no affirmative explanation that rotor circulation truly occurred. Strange object detected on asteroid. In the realm of space exploration, discoveries that challenge our understanding of the universe are not uncommon. However, some findings are so extraordinary that they spark intense debate and speculation. One such discovery is the alleged Black Pyramid photographed on asteroid RQ-36, which was purportedly removed from the Indian Space Research Organisation website shortly after its release. Asteroid RQ-36 is a carbonaceous asteroid that has garnered significant attention due to its potential for future asteroid mining and its proximity to Earth. In 2018, a mission by NASA aimed to study the asteroid and return samples to Earth. However, it was the Indian Space Research Organisation that allegedly captured the most controversial image, a photograph of a black pyramid-like structure on its surface. The image, released briefly on the Indian Space Research Organisation's website, showed a distinct, geometrically precise pyramid structure that stood out starkly against the rugged, rocky terrain of the asteroid. The pyramid appeared to be made of a material darker than the surrounding surface, with smooth, sharp edges that suggested artificial construction rather than natural formation. Shortly after the photograph was published, it was reportedly removed from the Indian Space Research Organisation's website without explanation. This sudden removal fueled speculation and theories, suggesting that the discovery was deliberately concealed. Critics argued that the removal of the image indicated that the structure might be of extraterrestrial origin or possess otherworldly significance that authorities wanted to keep hidden. The photograph of the Black Pyramid displayed several intriguing features. The structure's sharp, angular edges and uniform shape contrasted with the irregular, rocky landscape of the asteroid. The pyramid's dark coloration also suggested that it was composed of a different material than the rest of the asteroid's surface. These characteristics led some researchers to hypothesize that the structure was not a natural formation, but rather an artifact of intelligent design. Asteroid surfaces are typically irregular, shaped by impacts and the accumulation of space debris over billions of years. The presence of a perfectly geometric pyramid on such a surface challenges conventional geological processes. Some scientists argue that the structure could be a result of something seen but having no physical reality, a psychological phenomenon where humans perceive familiar shapes in random patterns. However, the clarity and distinctiveness of the pyramid in the photograph make this explanation less convincing to many observers. The brief appearance of the photograph on the Indian Space Research Organisation's website and its subsequent removal ignited a firestorm of public interest and media coverage. Social media platforms buzzed with discussions and debates, with many people expressing their belief that the pyramid was evidence of extraterrestrial life or ancient alien structures. The hashtag Black Pyramid trended on Twitter, highlighting the widespread fascination with the discovery. The alleged discovery of a black pyramid on asteroid RQ-36 has significant implications for the search for extraterrestrial life. If the structure were proven to be of artificial origin, it would suggest that intelligent life exists, or existed, beyond Earth. This realization would profoundly impact our understanding of humanity's place in the universe and drive a new era of scientific exploration and discovery. Atmospheric jellyfish. The United States government has issued a formal statement addressing the widely circulated video that captures the mysterious jellyfish UFO. This compelling footage originates from a military installation in Iraq and was documented back in 2018. The government's response reflects the need for a thorough examination of this intriguing event, aiming to provide an enriching and comprehensive grasp of the situation. Investigative filmmaker Jeremy Corbell shared the video online. Corbell, known for his involvement in the newly unveiled UFO Revolution documentary, emphasized that the unidentified flying object depicted in the footage was formally classified as an unidentified aerial phenomenon by the Pentagon. This classification was part of the comprehensive analysis conducted by the Pentagon, and not merely a casual observation. Former Marine Michael Sinkowski, who served at an Iraq military camp, expressed that he and his fellow service members were deeply disturbed by an unidentified flying object that they referred to as the spaghetti monster. Sinkowski emphasized that the peculiar aerial phenomenon was witnessed multiple times by military personnel stationed at the base. This inexplicable encounter continued to resonate with Sinkowski and his colleagues, leaving a lasting impact on their experiences during their deployment. Atmospheric jellyfish are a fascinating phenomenon that entails the sighting of jellyfish-like creatures. This unexplained phenomena has been cited by hundreds of people across the globe, including top meteorological scientists, military bases, and cities. These sightings prompted speculation on what the creatures really were. As per NASA's findings, it is suggested that these life forms could potentially be attributed to space debris interacting with the northern lights, creating an intriguing possibility of their celestial origin. However, this explanation has been questioned over the years as people have come forward with interesting witness accounts. Since the middle of the 20th century, there have been countless reported sightings of these strange beings, leading to significant attention from both the media and the scientific community. In the middle of the 20th century, the initial recorded observations of unidentified flying objects resembling jellyfish were made. Individuals from various continents recounted their experiences of witnessing these otherworldly entities floating noiselessly in the nocturnal heavens. The remarkable similarity of these UFOs to jellyfish, characterized by their trailing extensions or tentacles, led to the establishment of their distinct classification. During this period, the baffling manifestations of these jellyfish-shaped UFOs garnered considerable attention and intrigue, prompting extensive discussions and analyses globally. In 1954, rural Nebraska, USA witnessed one of the earliest recorded encounters with an unidentified flying object. A group of farmers claimed to have spotted a colossal, semi-transparent, and jellyfish-like entity hovering over their fields. This mysterious object emitted a gentle, pulsating glow while producing a low-frequency hum that instilled fear in the witnesses. Despite the initial skepticism, the farmers' meticulous accounts and illustrations of the UFO made a lasting impression. The incident became an enduring fixture in the annals of extraterrestrial studies, contributing significantly to the broader discourse on unidentified aerial phenomena. In the following years, there was a surge in sightings of unidentified flying objects resembling jellyfish, which garnered international attention as reports surfaced from various regions including Europe, Asia, and South America. Onlookers vividly depicted these phenomena, portraying them as possessing an enchanting and surreal allure, gracefully traversing the nocturnal heavens, eliciting astonishment and skepticism among observers. The 21st century has witnessed a notable increase in reports of unidentified flying objects resembling jellyfish, largely attributed to the prevalent use of smartphones and social media. These technological developments have empowered individuals to document and disseminate their encounters to a worldwide community, contributing to a substantial accumulation of substantiating proof regarding the presence of these mysterious celestial phenomena. In 2018, an intriguing event took place above Tokyo, Japan, when numerous locals observed a colossal, radiant UFO resembling a jellyfish hovering soundlessly across the city skyline. The UFO's appendages appeared to move and fluctuate, producing a captivating exhibition that bewildered both onlookers and specialists. The incident prompted extensive discussions and analyses within the community as people sought to comprehend the mysterious nature of this phenomenon. In the year 2020, a similar incident occurred in the isolated Australian outback. A cluster of individuals, situated far away from any artificial light sources, looked on with disbelief as a transparent, jellyfish-like, unidentified flying object floated elegantly above their camping area. The UFO's bioluminescent tentacles emitted an unsettling yet mesmerizing glow that spread across the surrounding terrain, creating a lasting and profound impact on those who witnessed the spectacle. The peculiar and captivating nature of the sighting left a deep impression on the observers, evoking a sense of wonder and intrigue about the inexplicable phenomenon they had experienced. The mystery revolving around UFOs shaped like jellyfish has sparked numerous theories and interpretations, spanning the spectrum from commonly accepted notions to more conjectural ideas. While some doubters propose that these sightings might be linked to drones, atmospheric occurrences, or intricate deceptions, a significant number of observers adamantly dismiss these assertions. They assert that the unearthly traits exhibited by the objects invalidate such ordinary explanations. The multifaceted nature of these unidentified aerial phenomena continues to captivate and perplex both experts and the public alike. The concept that jellyfish-shaped UFOs could potentially represent mysterious entities or visitors from outer space is particularly captivating. Advocates of this viewpoint contend that the unconventional appearance and flight behaviors of these objects surpass the boundaries of human technological capabilities, suggesting an exceptionally sophisticated source. Some individuals propose that these unidentified flying objects might have connections to natural occurrences that have not been completely comprehended by the scientific community. The glowing, tentacle-like structures and rhythmic illumination might stem from uncharted atmospheric factors or potentially rare plasma-related events. These phenomena could signify a previously unexplored aspect of nature, shedding light on the mysteries surrounding UFO sightings and their potential scientific explanations. The presence of unidentified flying objects resembling jellyfish holds significant implications for our comprehension of the cosmos and our position within it. If we acknowledge the authenticity of these sightings, it necessitates contemplation of the likelihood that sentient entities from alternate dimensions or extraterrestrial societies could be attempting to establish communication with us. This phenomenon prompts us to deeply consider the potential existence of life forms beyond our understanding, challenging the traditional boundaries of our knowledge and pushing us to explore new frontiers in our quest for understanding the universe. The captivating luminescent extensions and otherworldly attractiveness of these entities inspire a profound sense of awe and intrigue, pushing against our established beliefs about what is real and the limits of human comprehension. The widespread use of smartphone technology and social media has provided these cosmic mysteries with the opportunity to capture the imagination and curiosity of a worldwide audience, leading to open discussions and scientific exploration on a global scale. Mysterious cube-shaped object was caught hovering above a Ministry of Defence base in England. In the annals of unidentified flying object sightings, certain encounters stand out due to their extraordinary nature and the context in which they occur. One such encounter involved a strange cube-shaped UFO with a glowing underside, observed hovering above a Ministry of Defence base in England. The sighting took place in early 2023 at an undisclosed Ministry of Defence base in the English countryside. The base, known for its strategic importance and advanced military technology, is a highly secure location, making any unauthorized aerial activity particularly noteworthy. On the evening of the sighting, the base was operating under routine conditions, with clear skies providing optimal visibility. In the early evening, several security personnel on duty noticed an unusual light in the sky. Initially dismissing it as a conventional aircraft, they soon realized that the object's behavior was anything but ordinary. The object, a cube-shaped craft with a luminous underside, was hovering silently above the base. Its sides were dark and featureless, contrasting sharply with the glowing light emanating from its bottom. The cube exhibited no visible means of propulsion and made no sound, defying conventional explanations. The object hovered for approximately 5 minutes, during which time the personnel observed it closely, taking detailed notes and attempting to capture photographs. Suddenly, the cube accelerated rapidly upwards, disappearing into the night sky at an incredible speed, leaving the witnesses in a state of awe and confusion. The testimonies of those who saw the object were remarkably consistent. All described a cube-shaped object with sharp, defined edges and a glowing underside. The lack of sound and visible propulsion systems was noted by each witness, as was the object's ability to remain perfectly stationary before its sudden departure. These accounts were recorded immediately after the sighting, ensuring that the details were fresh and untainted by external influence. News of the sighting quickly spread, garnering significant media attention. The public reaction was mixed, with some expressing fascination and curiosity, while others remained skeptical, demanding more concrete evidence. The sighting reignited debates about the existence of UFOs and the possibility of extraterrestrial life, drawing comparisons to other well-documented encounters. The presence of an unidentified craft above a highly secure Ministry of Defence base raises significant national security concerns. Unauthorized aerial activity in restricted airspace poses potential threats, and the advanced capabilities demonstrated by the object challenge existing defense measures. This incident underscores the need for enhanced monitoring and rapid response protocols to address similar occurrences in the future. The sighting of the cube-shaped UFO contributes valuable data to the field of UFO research. It highlights the importance of collecting and analyzing high-quality evidence, including eyewitness testimonies and photographic records. This encounter also emphasizes the need for interdisciplinary collaboration, bringing together experts from various fields to develop a comprehensive understanding of these phenomena. One of the most striking features of cube-shaped UFOs is their geometric precision. Unlike the more fluid, saucer-like shapes commonly associated with UFOs, these objects exhibit sharp, defined edges and a uniform cubic form. Witnesses often describe them as having a metallic or dark exterior, with surfaces that appear smooth and devoid of visible seams or joints. The symmetry and regularity of these shapes suggest a level of technological sophistication that surpasses known human capabilities. Many reports of cube-shaped UFOs include descriptions of unusual lighting. These objects often emit a consistent glow from their undersides, which can vary in color but is frequently described as white, blue, or red. This illumination is not typically associated with conventional aircraft lighting and often appears as a diffuse, almost ethereal light that does not cast shadows or illuminate the surroundings in a typical manner. The movement patterns of cube-shaped UFOs further differentiate them from conventional aircraft and other known aerial phenomena. Witnesses often report these objects hovering silently in place for extended periods before accelerating rapidly in any direction without any visible means of propulsion. This capability to change speed and direction abruptly, combined with the absence of sound, suggests a propulsion technology that is fundamentally different from anything currently known to human science. Eyewitness testimonies form a significant portion of the evidence supporting the existence of cube-shaped UFOs. These accounts are remarkably consistent across different geographical locations and cultural contexts, lending credibility to the phenomenon. Mysterious photograph captured by the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. The exploration of Mars has long captivated humanity's imagination, offering tantalizing possibilities about the planet's past and potential for future human settlement. Among the numerous missions sent to study Mars, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter has provided some of the most detailed images of the Martian surface. Aboard the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, the high-resolution imaging science experiment camera stands out for its extraordinary capability to capture high-definition images. One particularly intriguing set of images, captured by the high-resolution imaging science experiment, appears to show remnants of geometric lines that some speculate could be the remnants of an ancient city. The high-resolution imaging science experiment camera, developed by the University of Arizona, is the most powerful camera ever sent to another planet. Since its deployment in 2006, the high-resolution imaging science experiment has sent back thousands of images, revealing the intricate details of Mars's topography, including its valleys, craters, and potential water flow patterns. Among these images, some have captured the public's imagination more than others, particularly those suggesting potential signs of past life or civilizations. Recently, the camera captured a series of images that sparked significant interest and speculation. The images revealed a section of the Martian surface featuring a network of geometric lines, forming what appears to be a grid-like pattern. The lines, which intersect at right angles, cover a relatively large area, and the regularity of the pattern suggests something beyond natural geological formations. These geometric lines resemble the layout of streets and city blocks, evoking comparisons to ancient terrestrial cities like those of Mesopotamia or the grid patterns found in Roman city planning. The apparent precision and scale of these lines led to speculation that they could be the remnants of an ancient Martian city constructed by a once advanced civilization that inhabited the planet. The initial reaction from researchers was cautious. While the images are compelling, the prevailing view among planetary geologists is that the lines are likely the result of natural processes. Potential explanations include tectonic activity, the cracking of the Martian crust, or erosional patterns shaped by wind and water. If the geometric lines were indeed the remnants of an ancient city, it would fundamentally alter our understanding of Mars and its history. The existence of a Martian civilization would imply that Mars once had conditions suitable for complex life, including a stable atmosphere, liquid water, and potentially a magnetic field to protect against solar radiation. Such a discovery would suggest that life, and potentially intelligent life, arose independently on Mars, challenging our understanding of the uniqueness of Earth and the development of civilizations. It would also raise questions about what led to the decline or disappearance of this civilization, and what environmental changes occurred on Mars to make it the barren landscape we see today. The possibility of ancient Martian civilizations would undoubtedly spur renewed interest in Mars exploration. Future missions could focus on areas with geometric patterns, employing advanced rovers and drones to conduct detailed ground investigations. Excavation of these sites could potentially uncover artifacts, structures, or other evidence of past habitation. The high-resolution imaging science experiment camera's contributions extend beyond this intriguing discovery. Its high-resolution images have provided unparalleled insights into Martian geology, climate, and potential habitability. The camera has helped identify landing sites for rovers, study seasonal changes, and even monitor dust storms and avalanches on Mars. Dr. Milton Wainwright seeks to persuade the public that he has discovered advanced life hovering approximately 25 miles above Earth's surface. However, despite the eagerness of tabloids to embrace his narrative, the scientific community remains hesitant to endorse his findings. If one were to come across life existing at an altitude of 25 miles above the surface, it would undoubtedly be an extraordinary occurrence. Traditional aircraft do not reach such heights, and although it is arguable whether powerful volcanic eruptions could disperse living cells to such altitudes, there is no evidence to suggest that a volcanic eruption was responsible for this discovery. Therefore, if any form of life were indeed able to float at such heights, it would undoubtedly merit thorough investigation. Oddly enough, further investigations haven't occurred, and the scientific world doesn't want to pursue this discovery any further. So, why haven't scientists shown more interest in this phenomenon? Dr. Wainwright, a microbiologist employed in the Department of Molecular Biology and Biotechnology at the University of Sheffield, has been attempting to inform the scientific community about his belief that Earth is being actively targeted by advanced beings. According to his theory, these advanced life forms are implanting minuscule living probes into our atmosphere using microscopic metal spheres, which are intelligently designed to seed life on our planet. Predictably, this assertion was met with skepticism among researchers, prompting him to adopt an alternative strategy. The teacher sent his findings to his students via email, and a portion of them shared it on various social media platforms. So, what is the reason behind the lack of belief from the majority? The evidence is interesting, and one photograph shows a mysterious orb that appears to contain an unidentified biological ooze. Additionally, his studies have been published in the Journal of Cosmology, a publication that has faced criticism for its questionable peer review process and outdated design from the 1990s. Also, scientists and researchers that have presented their research into advanced life usually get looked down upon by the scientific world, with some scientists going as far as refusing to talk about the subject. Dr. Wainwright clarified that the critics argue that the samples we collected could have originated from Earth. They believe that there must be a process that can carry these particles from Earth to the stratosphere. The DNA-containing masses and other peculiar organisms we have identified are not related to pollen, grass, or fungal spores found on our sampler. If our organisms had indeed come from Earth, they would have been contaminated with typical Earth organisms, but this is not the case. Based on his statements, the organisms exhibit DNA presence and possess masses exceeding the size threshold for particles that can be transported from Earth to this altitude. Additionally, he assures that he thoroughly examined for potential contamination using high-altitude balloons. Dr. Wainwright informed scientists that they conducted an experiment involving balloons and a sampler, and they discovered that there was no pollen or grass present in the samples. This suggests that the samples were completely pure and unaffected by any outside contamination. Based on these findings, Dr. Wainwright believes that the organisms found in the samples are likely originating from space. He further explains that whenever we venture outside, we are constantly bombarded with organisms that originate from space. Wainwright has previously reported similar findings on multiple occasions. In 2013, he observed a similar phenomenon suspended 16 miles above the Earth's surface. As mentioned, he shared an image depicting a small metallic sphere emitting a viscous substance collected from the Earth's stratosphere by a balloon. However, his research did not undergo proper approval or recognition, and nobody has attempted to replicate his findings. It leaves us wondering whether Wainwright's discoveries are simply a peculiar outcome of scientific exploration, or if they hold significant meaning. The truth remains uncertain. Panspermia, an ancient concept rejuvenated by modern astrobiological research, hypothesizes that life exists throughout the universe, distributed by cosmic dust, meteoroids, asteroids, comets, planetoids, and spacecraft, in the form of microbial life forms or biochemical precursors of life. In its simplest form, panspermia suggests that life, or the necessary elements to initiate life, could survive the inhospitable vacuum of space, encased in cosmic bodies, and be dispersed throughout the cosmos. This notion offers a counter-perspective to the conventional idea that life began on Earth, asserting that our planet might instead have been seeded by advanced life. This transference of life could occur through various mechanisms. Lithopanspermia involves rocks or other matter being ejected from a planet due to a significant event like an asteroid impact. This ejected matter, potentially containing microbial life or its precursors, could travel through space and eventually land on another planet. If the new planet's conditions were hospitable, the contained life forms could propagate, effectively seeding life. Alternatively, radiopanspermia proposes that tiny life forms or organic molecules could be pushed across space by the radiation pressure from stars. The theory of panspermia, once consigned to the realm of science fiction, has gradually found support from various scientific observations and experiments. First, some microorganisms, such as tardigrades and specific types of bacteria, have exhibited impressive resilience to the harsh conditions of space, including extreme temperature fluctuations, vacuum conditions, and cosmic radiation. This extreme resilience underpins the viability of panspermia. Secondly, organic molecules, the building blocks of life, have been discovered in meteorites, comets, and interstellar dust clouds, suggesting that these essential ingredients for life are not exclusive to Earth, but are widespread in the cosmos. Perhaps the most compelling support for panspermia comes from the rapid emergence of life on Earth. Geological records indicate that life sprang up on Earth relatively soon after the planet became habitable. This abrupt appearance of life has led some scientists to speculate that life might have originated elsewhere and been transported to Earth. If panspermia is accurate, it raises fascinating possibilities about the prevalence and diversity of life in the universe. The seeding of life on Earth could imply that life originated from a location in the cosmos, with conditions more favorable to life's genesis, potentially Mars, or even a different star system. This idea is testable. Discovering evidence of past or present life on Mars or other celestial bodies, and analyzing their biochemistry, could reveal a shared ancestry with terrestrial life. However, panspermia does not answer the fundamental question, how and where did life first originate? It merely suggests that life's birthplace could be somewhere other than Earth. Understanding life's origin, therefore, remains one of the biggest unsolved puzzles. Panspermia also significantly broadens the potential habitats for advanced life, extending them beyond planets and moons to include interstellar dust clouds, meteorites, and other celestial bodies. Consequently, it has considerable implications for astrobiology and the search for advanced life. While we have yet to confirm panspermia, the theory forces us to rethink the conventional Earth-centric perspective on life's origin and distribution. It nudges us to regard life as a cosmic, rather than a terrestrial phenomenon, shaped by galactic dynamics and planetary evolution. The question of whether life exists beyond Earth has fascinated humans for centuries. As our understanding of the cosmos expands, we have come to realize that the conditions for life might not be as unique as once believed. The first point to consider is our definition of life. Terrestrially, life is characterized by a set of features, including the ability to grow, reproduce, respond to environmental changes, and undergo evolution. However, life elsewhere in the universe might not follow these exact principles. Therefore, astrobiology often seeks to identify biosignatures, signs of past or present life, such as certain chemical imbalances or structures that would indicate the presence of living organisms. Next, we must consider the conditions needed for life as we understand it. Life on Earth requires a stable source of energy, like our sun, and a suitable environment, such as the presence of water, and an atmosphere with the right chemical components. With this understanding, astrobiologists have been able to identify numerous habitable zones around other stars where conditions might be right for life as we know it. Antarctica, the vast and inhospitable frozen expanse at the southernmost tip of the Earth, has captured the imagination of explorers, scientists, and dreamers for centuries. Despite its harsh conditions and isolation, this mysterious continent continues to captivate human curiosity, inspiring countless expeditions and fueling a fascination that transcends the boundaries of geography. In the remote expanses of Antarctica, where icy winds howled and the landscape was as barren as it was beautiful, a team of scientists and workers had established a research station. Among them was Dr. Mitchell, a geologist whose fascination with Earth's mysteries had led him to this desolate but captivating land. Little did he know that his expedition would uncover a secret that would challenge his understanding of reality. The man submitted an interesting post on social media, detailing that his team made a strange discovery while carrying out their research. One morning, Dr. Mitchell was conducting a routine survey when he spotted something unusual in the distance. It was an object that stood in stark contrast to the snowy landscape. Approaching the site, he couldn't initially understand what it was. However, as he got closer, he described the object as a towering black structure that seemed to defy the very laws of nature. Initially, he thought it was a piece of rock that had fallen off one of the nearby mountains, but this wasn't the case. The monolith rose from the ground, its smooth surface devoid of any distinguishing features. The doctor said that it seemed to absorb the sunlight. As the team studied the structure, he couldn't help but wonder how it had come to rest in this remote corner of the world. The doctor said that he left his camera at the research station, so had to hike back to get it, and once he retrieved it, he took a photograph from one of the peaks overlooking the artifact, which also includes members of his team looking at the object. The doctor said that he is now retired and has been holding onto the photograph for several years. When the image was submitted, some believed that it was an advanced artifact, while others speculated it might be a geological anomaly with unique properties. As of right now, no more details have been revealed about the artifact or what happened to it. Some compared it to the monolith that was found in Utah. In November 2020, the barren landscape of the Utah desert became the unexpected stage for a modern-day enigma, a shiny metal monolith that seemed to materialize out of nowhere. Standing amidst the red rock formations, this mysterious structure captivated the world's attention, sparking speculation, intrigue, and a sense of wonder. As of today, the monolith's origins, along with the identity of its makers, is unknown. The monolith's sudden appearance, discovered by a group of wildlife officials conducting a helicopter survey, evoked a sense of awe. Standing around 10 to 12 feet tall, the triangular prism was constructed from a shiny reflective metal, its surface untouched by visible seams or markings. Its stark contrast against the rugged Utah terrain created an almost surreal tableau. News of the monolith's discovery spread like wildfire across social media, drawing the attention of both casual observers and amateur sleuths. Photos, videos, and satellite imagery fueled a virtual investigation as the world collectively puzzled over the origin, purpose, and meaning of this enigmatic structure. Speculation about the monolith's origin ranged from artistic statements to advanced communication. Some believed it to be a guerrilla art installation, drawing parallels to the minimalist sculptures of the late artist John McCracken. Others couldn't shake the notion that it might be a harbinger of contact from beyond our world, a notion fueled by the monolith's seemingly out-of-place location. As the mystery deepened, some theories proposed that the monolith could be a well-executed publicity stunt. In an era when viral content can garner global attention, the monolith's sudden appearance was not without precedent. Whether tied to a movie promotion, a marketing ploy, or simply a creative experiment in generating curiosity, the monolith had certainly succeeded in capturing the world's imagination. Just as quickly as it appeared, the monolith vanished from its Utah perch, leaving behind only a triangular depression in the soil. The monolith's allure extended beyond its physical presence in Utah, triggering a broader reflection on human curiosity and the enduring allure of the unknown. In a time when information is abundant and technology connects us instantaneously, the emergence of a genuine enigma reminds us of the power of mystery to spark collective fascination and inspire shared quests for answers. The monolith's symbolism extended beyond its material form. For some, it represented a metaphor for the human quest for discovery and exploration. Its emergence at a time when the world grappled with the challenges of a pandemic evoked notions of resilience, adaptability, and the unexpected ways in which the world can surprise and intrigue us. Ultimately, the Utah monolith's true significance lay in its ability to conjure wonder, the spark of curiosity that ignites our minds and beckons us to delve into the mysteries that surround us. The questions it prompted were not just about its origin, but about the very nature of exploration, perception, and the beauty of the inexplicable. As of right now, the monolith was given to the Bureau of Land Management and is currently in their custody. However, they have denied that the object is anything of interest and have denied access to it, refusing to elaborate on what the object is made of and where it came from. The concept of monoliths as cosmic messengers, left by advanced civilizations to initiate contact with Earth, captures the imagination and fascination of those intrigued by the mysteries of the universe. While this idea is speculative, exploring the theoretical ways in which monoliths could be employed as beacons of communication offers a glimpse into the creative ways advanced beings might attempt to reach out to humanity. Monoliths, with their imposing and enigmatic presence, possess a certain universal appeal. An advanced civilization might utilize monoliths as symbols of unity and connection, hoping to convey a message of peaceful coexistence and shared exploration of the cosmos. Placing monoliths in strategic locations on Earth could symbolize a desire for harmony among all sentient beings. Monoliths could be inscribed with intricate patterns, symbols or hieroglyphics that convey a complex message. Utilizing mathematical principles and universal languages, these engravings could carry encoded information about the civilization's history, culture, scientific achievements, and the fundamental principles of the cosmos. By deciphering these inscriptions, humanity could unlock a wealth of knowledge. An advanced civilization might strategically place monoliths on Earth to align with celestial events, such as solstices, equinoxes, or rare planetary alignments. These patterns could serve as temporal markers, indicating moments when they are actively reaching out or inviting humanity to observe the cosmos together. Such celestial choreography could emphasize their advanced understanding of cosmic phenomena. Monoliths could be designed to interact with sunlight or moonlight, creating intricate patterns of light and shadow over time. These dynamic displays could be interpreted as a form of communication, using the language of light to convey messages. By observing the changing patterns, humanity might decipher hidden meanings or receive insights into the advanced civilization's worldview. Monoliths could be constructed with precise dimensions and materials to resonate at specific frequencies. By emitting low-frequency vibrations or resonant tones, these monoliths could potentially communicate across vast distances through the medium of sound or even propagate vibrations through the Earth itself. This form of communication could transcend the limitations of conventional electromagnetic signals. If an advanced civilization has mastered the intricacies of quantum entanglement, they could use it as a means of communication with distant observers. Monoliths could be paired with corresponding entangled particles in space, allowing changes to one particle to be instantaneously reflected in the other. This instantaneous connection could be used to transmit messages in a form of quantum code. Monoliths might be strategically placed to harmonize with Earth's natural phenomena. Their alignment with ley lines, magnetic fields, or geological formations could create a subtle, yet perceptible resonance that draws attention to their presence. This synchronization with Earth's inherent energy could signal a desire for harmonious interaction between the advanced civilization and our planet. Imagine monoliths that react to the presence of sentient beings, emitting light, sound, or energy when approached by conscious observers. These interactive environments could encourage a form of dialogue between humans and the advanced civilization, sparking curiosity, exploration, and the exchange of ideas. The monoliths could be placed in regions of Earth with historically significant or scientifically intriguing sites. By establishing a connection between these terrestrial locations and the monoliths, an advanced civilization could encourage humanity to delve into scientific inquiry, fostering a shared curiosity about the cosmos. The idea of advanced civilizations using monoliths to make contact with Earth bridges the gap between science fiction and the realm of possibility. While speculative, the concept ignites our imagination and reminds us of the boundless creativity inherent in the universe. Whether as symbols of unity, encoded messengers, celestial choreography, or harmonic resonators, monoliths hold the potential to serve as beacons of connection and understanding in a universe teeming with mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Laser reveals ancient pyramids and canals hidden in the Amazon. Archaeologist Percy Harrison Fawcett dedicated his research to exploring South America and looking for a lost Amazonian city before he went missing in 1925. The expedition during which Fawcett went missing was on his search for Zed, the name given to an ancient lost city he and others believed was tucked away in the jungles of Brazil. We never found out exactly how the quest for Z went. Did Fawcett find evidence of the city or not? While we may never be able to answer that question, we can indeed draw closer to finding out where cities may have fallen in the Bolivian Amazon. In 2022, scientists uncovered pyramids and canals sitting beneath the forests. Of course, the trees and greenery can obstruct an aerial view, though Lidar technology has facilitated researchers' abilities to see through these trees and reveal hundreds of structures and settlements. These discoveries have overwhelmingly been found to have come from the Kasarabi culture of 500 to 1400 AD. Lidar is a relatively new technological development that has proved to be invaluable in the field of archaeology up until this point. In this study, it allowed researchers to move through the dense rainforest and make the discovery of pyramids, canals, and what are seemingly town-like civilizations from long before invaders arrived. In this expedition, scientists from Germany and the UK used helicopters fitted with light detection to search through 6 regions of Bolivia. The Colorado State University archaeologist Chris Fisher said, "This is the first of what I hope will be a huge series of studies that will blow the lid off of preconception about what pre-Hispanic polities looked like in the Amazon in terms of their complexity, size, and density. The development of technology will continue to let us explore, discover, and revolutionize our understanding, slowly changing the world as we know it." The Earth's shell has cracked, and we're drifting on the pieces. The stability of our planet comes from the strength of our tectonic plates. Despite our quest for knowledge, there is still an endless amount we do not know or understand about how the tectonic plates work. It's only within the past century that we have uncovered anything concrete about them, leaving much information yet to be discovered. Scientists believe that our planet's outer shell has long since shattered, and that the plates we live upon are moving about over the boiling liquid rock beneath. Believers of this theory explain that it makes sense due to the unpredictable nature of our planet's movements, mountain structures, and sudden volcanic eruptions. Scientists struggle to agree on a date when exactly the tectonic plates came into being. Particular groups of geologists argue it is a relatively recent phenomenon, at about 1 billion years ago, whilst others claim it must have existed as long as the Earth. A geophysicist from Yale University, Yun Korinaga, has stated in the 1960s and 70s, when people came up with the notion of plate tectonics, they didn't think about what it was like in the distant past. People were so busy trying to prove plate tectonics by looking at the present situation, or were caught up applying the concept to problems in their own field. The origin issue is a much more recent debate. Venus, considered the evil twin of Earth by some, has been the center of geophysicists' fascination in hopes of investigating Venus's own tectonic situation to illuminate the knowledge of our own. Unfortunately, and most curiously, despite our planets sharing similar terrains and sizes, Venus lacks tectonic plates. Is this another thing that makes Earth special? Geophysicist Aubrey Zirkle of the University of St. Andrews said, "We need plate tectonics to sustain life. If there was not a way of recycling material between mantle and crust, All these elements that are crucial to life, like carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and oxygen, would get tied up in rocks and stay there. Evidently, most planets do not experience shifting continents or tectonic activity beneath their surface, but recent studies suggest life on Earth could not have survived without it. Ancient documents prove humans held some notion of shifting continental drifts even then, meaning the tectonic plates have been around for at least as long as humanity has existed. It's thought that Earth has 9 primary outer sections, with 6 smaller segments of oceanic tectonic plates that ride upon the continental tectonic plates. In other words, it's like shifting machinery or clockwork affected by magma from the Earth's core. The oceanic plates move up and down due to the extreme heat pressure, making the mantle and crust of the Earth move about and sometimes crash together, causing natural disasters such as tsunamis or earthquakes. They shake and quake and appear, on paper, to be unstable, yet many geologists believe they provide the planet with the stability it requires for life to thrive by balancing the planet as a whole and letting gases and materials recycle and keep the planet's temperature maintained. We may never know the truth behind tectonic plates. Aliens could be using Dyson spheres to harvest black hole energy. It is hard to discuss the enormous unknowns and possibilities concerning the almost incomprehensible expanse of our solar system without considering the possibility of as yet undiscovered alien life forms. Although UFO sightings and theories of Area 51 government cover-ups fall into the category of conspiracies, scientists studying the limitless vastness beyond our Milky Way galaxy must consider the very possibility that there could be alien life forms in other galaxies, and that these life forms may be much more societally and technologically developed than we are. One of the propositions of advanced alien technology that could feasibly exist are Dyson spheres. The theoretical idea, proposed by Freeman Dyson, involves a structure encircling a star with multiple orbiting platforms to capture and redirect the energy emitted from the star in order to use its power. Recently, astronomers from National Tsinghua University in Taiwan began to think about these Dyson spheres and their potential applications for harvesting energy from black holes, which are some of the brightest objects in space as far as energy radiation is concerned. The astronomers realized that it was highly feasible and practical to build a Dyson sphere around the entrance to a black hole and proposed that more advanced alien life forms may have already done so. The principles behind why a Dyson sphere is more practical for a black hole than a star as far as energy production is concerned deals with the fact that black holes are smaller than stars but manage to contain an amazing amount of energy in that small area. This energy affects particles surrounding the black hole, which heat up due to friction, and bursts of energy frequently shoot from pores in the hole. It would be cheaper, material-wise, to build a Dyson sphere around a black hole due to its smaller size, and the potential energy production would be up to 100,000 times greater than that of a star. And although aliens might not be using the exact principles of Dyson spheres, the scientists speculated that they might use some forms of satellites instead to harvest X-ray energy in a similar concept as solar panels. Because of the large amount of energy that would be redirected from a structure harvesting energy from black holes, there would be a definitive ultraviolet or infrared energy signature, which Earth-bound scientists might be able to see from the Milky Way and may already have been recorded by satellites. With this new possibility of signatures of alien life forms, the scientists interested in pursuing this theory must now go back through records and begin looking for such telltale radiation signatures. Perhaps confirmation of alien life forms is coming sooner than we think. Mariana Trench, deepest ever subdive, finds a plastic bag. Researchers today are finding objects that expose mankind's far-reaching impact on the ecosystem, and one of these was recently made at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Victor Vescovo, a 53-year-old financier and former Navy Reserve captain, travelled approximately 7 miles to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. The dive, which surpassed a record set by Titanic filmmaker James Cameron in 2012, revealed sad proof of humanity's detrimental impact on the planet. The divers found plastic bags and wrappers at the ocean's deepest depths,
Vescovo and his team identified 4 new species while travelling 35,853 feet below the surface, which could help throw light on Earth's enigmatic origins. Vescovo said the following: "I believe that going to extremes is a natural propensity of man, and I also believe that wanting to push ourselves to our limits is a beautiful component of our nature, which has helped us get to where we are now as a species." Although oceanographers Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard first investigated Challenger Deep in 1960, this is the first on-camera evidence of what lies beneath the Pacific. The goal of the project is to make sonar mapping of Earth's deepest locations, such as the Puerto Rico Trench in the Atlantic Ocean, the South Sandwich Trench in the South Atlantic, the Java Trench in the Indian Ocean, and the Malloy Deep in the Arctic Ocean. Vescovo continued with the following: "I crisscrossed all over the bottom looking for various wildlife, perhaps unique geological formations or rocks, man-made artifacts, and yes, trying to see if there was an even deeper position than where the bathyscaphe Trieste went back in 1960. Giant prawn-like amphipods and bottom-feeding sea cucumbers were among the findings found aboard the Limiting Factor, the world's first titanium-hulled 2-person submersible to go this deep. Also, the scientists want to examine the deep water critters for plastic buildup. While it is impossible to say how far those plastics drifted to end up in one of the world's lowest points, our oceans are quickly becoming giant trash cans. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, an island of garbage the size of Texas in the open ocean between Hawaii and California, continues to add more man-made waste to its expanding surface area.